On this beautiful island of Formosa, also called Taiwan, live different groups of Aboriginal people who were here before the Han people came. These people include the Pingpu race. Their languages all belong to the South Island language group. And their physique, language, and social culture are very different from the Hans. In this video, we are going to help you understand the lifestyle and culture of the 12 tribes living in Taiwan. These are the tribes of the Atayal, Saisiyat, Bunun, Tsou, Rukai, Paiwan, Puyuma, Yami, Thao, Kavalan and Truku. We will see the wisdom of the native way of living. Essence of our culture makes us learn to live with the nature of sea and mountains.
Atayal means honest and upright man. They live in the middle and northern areas of Taiwan. Their population is the second highest, and according to ethnology, they are divided into the Atayal and the Sadkayal. In the early days, the Atayal lifestyle was hunting and using fire to clear the land because they needed to find more land for cultivation. They often move. They are noted for their weaving techniques, which are quite complicated. The Atayal's special custom is tattooing their faces.
Tattooing faces is very meaningful to the Atayal. It symbolizes a ceremony of their ancestors and bravery and the responsibility of women to raise a family. It shows the spirit and struggling with the environment and overcoming.
The Atayal still practice their tribal ritual activities. The most important one is the ceremony of worshiping their ancestors. On that day, the people will come together and worship their ancestors. People will offer a wild boar as a gift to their ancestors. After that, the elders will pray, introduce families, and begin the ceremonies of dancing and the tattooing of the faces of the youth who are becoming adults. They are noted for their weaving techniques, which are very complicated. Their special music and dancing is done with a gun. The legends of the tribe are a very important part of the native culture. They are used for education, literature, and sharing history. There are stories in many of the tribes about shooting the sun, and this is the one of the Atayal. A long time ago, there was only one source of light, the sun. Because of this, half the year was hot and had no night, while the other half had only night. This made life very difficult for the people. The elders commanded 3 of their warriors to shoot the sun. The warriors took their babies and their weapons and went to the sun. As time went by, the warriors grew old and died in the hot sun. The 3 babies had now grown up and wanted to finish the mission. They ran to the mountains where they could see the sunrise. The young men worked very hard and shot the sun. The sun split into 2 parts, and the smaller part became the moon. From that time on, the Atayal people had a much more pleasant life. They could work during the day, and in the evening they could rest and chat and play music. The North Saisiyat people live in Wangfeng village in Hangzhou, and the South Saisiyat people live in Nanzhong village in Miaoli and Longtang village. They live close to the Taiwan people, and their culture, language, clothing, and tattoos have been influenced by them, and there are a lot of similarities. In the early days, the lifestyle of the Saisiyat was farming. Nowadays, most people move to the cities and do business. They will only get together at the time of the midget ceremony. The Saisiyat people are an agricultural people, and each family has their own totem. The tribe has a special festival called Pasta Ai. It is held once every 2 years. Every 10 years, there is a very large Pasta Ai festival. In this festival, they remember and give thanks to a group of midgets who came to help the tribe.
In order to remember and give thanks to those midgets who helped the tribe and came to teach them, there is a midget ceremony. Midgets are very short people. The men who came were very short, so we called it the midget ceremony. This is called Pasta Ai in our language. So this midget ceremony is named Pasta Ai for us, the Saisiyat.
There is a legend behind the celebration of this festival. It is said that some midgets went to the people and lived with them. They taught them how to cultivate, sing, dance, and sacrifice. The spiritual powers of the midgets was very great. They started molesting the Saisiyat women, and so the people used tricks, which caused the midgets to die when they crossed the bridge. Finally, there were only 2 midgets left. These midgets put a curse on the Saisiyat people. The people were greatly afraid of the curse, and to avoid it, they started to worship the spirit of the midgets. Bunun means person. They live around Mount Yu. Their languages are Zhuo, Ka, Dan, Luan, Jun groups. The custom of the early Bunun was to tattoo themselves and extract their incisor teeth. This was a symbol of adulthood. Their culture has evolved, and today you do not see this very often. The Bunun people follow their ancestors' rituals. They have specific times to hunt and cultivate. Hunting is the men's responsibility, while taking care of crops is the women's job. Because hunting is the men's responsibility, the women are prohibited from even touching the hunting weapons. The religious people among the Bunun still have many things that are considered taboo even today. There are many different festivals in the Bunun culture. Some of these are the Spiked Millet Festival, the Cultivating Festival, the Harvest Festival, and the Da'er Festival. The Da'er Festival is the most important festival for every Bunun group. Today, each village holds this festival in March and April every year. During this important festival, the elders will take young boys to hunt for the ears of wild pigs. They pray for the young men to grow up and be heroes of the hunt. The Bunun have a specialty in music. They sing in 8-part harmony. When they sing, they want their voices blended to be as one. At the beginning of this ceremony, they sing a song called Praying for a Millet Harvest. They sing this to pray for the success of the ceremony. There is a story among the Panshi group of Bunun which explains why they do not hunt the kai, bush, she-bird, and the xiaomo. It is said that there was a huge snake blocking the river and causing flooding. The people had to flee to the highland. They needed fire for cooking. On top of the mountain, they saw a fire burning. The people asked the xiaomo to bring back the kindling for them, but it got wet. Then they asked the Shi-Li Nu Da bird to go and get the kindling, but he was too impatient and flew quickly, and it went out. Finally, the people asked the Kai Bu Shi bird to get it for them. He was very careful and brought the kindling back for the people. Since that time, the Bunun have stopped people from hunting the Kai Bu Shi bird and the xiaomo in order to show appreciation. Tsou means person. They were originally called the Tsou. They can be divided into two groups, the North Tsou and the South Tsou. The Tsou society is organized into large and small communities. For example, in the Beizhou group in the north of Alishan County, only Dabang village and Tafuye village are big communities. The other villages are small communities. Tribal affairs and festivals are run by a group of men called the Kuba. Teenagers live in this society and are trained before they are married. Women are not able to have a part in this group. The Tsou most important festivals are the Spiked Millet Festival, the Hunting Festival, and the Fighting Festival. The Fighting Festival comes from the time when the Tsou people would celebrate after a victory over the leader of their enemies. They inherit the position of their chief. The leaders of the group are elected by the elders. In the Tsou society, the elders form a conference to provide useful ideas, give advice, and monitor the group leaders. The ceremony is divided into 4 parts. The first part is welcoming the gods. The next is serving the gods, then entertaining the gods, and finally delivering the gods. The purpose of the fighting song is to call the people to join the holy ceremony and praise the fighting gods.
In the time of war ceremony, every boy who reaches an adult age needs to join this rite of adulthood. Then they will begin to have a social status and start joining the social business of the community and have an important duty. Therefore, if a boy does not join a funeral or the rite of adulthood, he will not become an honest man or a member of the social community. Today, there are many different races of people living on Earth.
Because of this, the Tsou people always give thanks to the gods. There is a legend in Ali that says that when the gods created the world, they didn't create any human beings. They saw that this was a very unfortunate mistake. The gods then came to the world and created the different races. This is the legend of how the different races were started. Rukai.